so much for joining me in this course on enhancing your health, beauty, and longevity with adaptogens. So let's get right to it and talk about what adaptogens actually are. So adaptogen is a classification for some herbs, meaning the herb helps the body adapt to physical, emotional, environmental, and mental stress. So they offer a wide range of support for the body's many systems, starting with the endocrine system, but affecting the entire body as a whole. And you'll see why. Because the endocrine system is responsible for our stress response and management, and also our hormone production and the movement of hormones throughout the body. So hormones are the body's messengers responsible for regulating moods, growth, sex, sleep, energy, metabolism, stamina, and more. So considering the snowball effects of stress and unbalanced hormones on health, beauty, and aging, it is easy to see why adaptogens have a long history of traditionally being used as longevity herbs that promote overall health, improved immunity, beauty, and well-being. Okay, so adaptogens have many different benefits. This is a list of kind of the typical things that you will find listed as a specific herb that is classified as an adaptogen to have benefits upon. So there'll be anti-aging, beauty, brain function, energy, growth, metabolism, mood stabilizing, sleep, stamina, stress management, sexual function and desire, weight management, and more. So adaptogens affect all these aspects of life and more in varying degrees depending on the specific herb. So herbs with adaptogenic properties have affinities for certain parts of the body or bodily systems. And that's why some adaptogenic herbs are going to be more effective as, say, working with your energy, while others will be more effective for beauty concerns. To be considered an adaptogen, an herb must be low risk to causing harm, meaning most people can take them without risk of harmful side effects. So, for example, adaptogens really work on energy. And one herb you may have heard of that also has an effect on energy would be ephedra. But ephedra is not low risk to causing harm, and therefore it would never qualify as an adaptogen. So adaptogens have kind of a slower, deeper aspect to them, and you take them in small amounts and they build up over time. That being said, if you have any kind of long-term health condition that you're working through, an immunity disease, or if you're pregnant, always consult your health practitioner before adding something into your diet. So we're going to talk about just 5 adaptogens. There are many more out there, but I wanted to make this a small enough list that you could actually understand, these 5 herbs well enough to remember them specifically. Okay, so Amla. Amla is an Ayurvedic herb, also known as Indian gooseberry, and it's also known as amalaki. It's traditionally used for stress management, inflammation problems. It has a very high vitamin C content. It has anti-aging benefits for skin and hair. So people use it for both hair growth and also for premature graying. It's really high in antioxidants, which protect the body from diseases such as cancer and heart disease, as well as inner and outer signs of aging. People talk about this affecting the skin from the inside as well as from the outside. Meaning that like all that connective tissue that we have in our inside our body is improved with the amla, just as our skin condition on the outside is improved. So ashwagandha, if you've heard of one adaptogen, it certainly has been ashwagandha. It's very popular these days, and you'll see why. I liken it to kind of the up and coming turmeric because turmeric now seems to be all over the place in, ready to drink drinks and all kinds of foods. And ashwagandha is starting to show up in many supplements for sleep as well as for energy. And it's an all around excellent adaptogen. So it too is an Ayurvedic herb. And the name means smell of a horse because it imparts the strength and vitality of a horse. It's traditionally used for energy and stamina, coping with stress, as well as for helping with sleep issues. It's also used as a restorative after illness or trauma, or for failure to thrive in childhood. It benefits cognition and focus. It can lower blood sugar levels and reduce cortisol. It can also help with anxiety and depression. It kind of hits all those key adaptogenic benefits really well. So Schisandra comes to us from traditional Chinese medicine, so TCM. And in TCM, they talk about the 5 flavors being important. You want to get all 5 flavors throughout each day because those flavors have effects on our body and our bodily systems. And Schisandra is the only herb with all 5 flavors. The flavors are sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and pungent. So it's a powerful adaptogen for both stress and energy. It is traditionally used as a liver protector, also for tonifying the heart, lungs, and kidneys. It is blood cleansing and nourishing, and it is also traditionally used in longevity and beauty blends. And Siberian ginseng, you might also have heard of it or just call it eleuthero. So it's a powerful adaptogen for stress management. It fights fatigue, it improves cognition, it is anti-inflammatory, it boosts immunity, and it is used by athletes and students in Russia and China. So it really speaks to the fact that there is a powerful energy and stamina component, as well as a powerful cognition and brain component to Siberian ginseng. And Tulsi, also known as holy basil. It's very calming to the nervous system. It is healing to digestive and respiratory systems, protective to cardiovascular system. It is a potent anti-inflammatory and it is anti-aging. It prevents hypoglycemia and migraines. It lowers cholesterol levels and repairs skin damage and eases fevers. That's a lot of things. Tulsi, I have to admit, is my favorite right now. I shouldn't play favorites, but I put Tulsi, I make a blend, or mini blends actually, of different adaptogens, but I mostly just use Tulsi by itself because I love the grassy scent and taste of it. And I actually stick it in my coffee, a half teaspoon at a time. And it gives a calming effect even through the coffee, which is pretty amazing. So that gets me right to how to take adaptogens. So adaptogens are slow and deep workers. They are meant to be taken over a long period of time as a class. It's a good idea to take different adaptogens over time. So that's what I mean by as a class. You don't have to take a specific adaptogen or one or two and, since you started with that one, take that for the next 25 years. You can alternate or, use different ones, however you're feeling that on that day or in that time period. And as long as you're taking adaptogens as a classification, they're going to add up over time. So these herbs can be found in pill form, as a tea, powdered, and in extract form. Follow the directions on the bottles or ask your natural health practitioner for different instructions if the bottle that you're taking seems too small of amount or too large of amount. And then for powdered herbs, I'll give you instructions on the next slide because that's how I normally take adaptogens, and I think it's a really great way to fit them into your daily life. So how to use powdered herbs. So the reason I think it's such a nice way to take them is because you're getting the whole herb or blend of herbs and nothing else. With a pill, you're taking in the capsule or the binders, or with a tincture, you're taking in the alcohol or whatever extract you're using, and you're only getting parts of the herb. And then, with the powdered herbs, you're getting the whole herb as well as the fiber. And it's really easy to put them in smoothies, herbal infusions, teas, coffees, juices, water, or sprinkle them on foods like yogurt or salad. How much kind of depends on your fiber intake ability. So it's good to start with just a half teaspoon per day, and then add additional half teaspoons slowly over days or weeks, up to 2 teaspoons per day. And really the big worry here is that fiber content. It can cause gastric upset if you start adding more fiber, a lot more fiber to your daily diet than you're used to. Your body can adjust to the daily fiber intake that you want, or if you're trying to get more into your body, but you just need to do it slowly and be thoughtful of that. So blending. Adaptogens are always going to work on balancing stress responses and energy levels. That's kind of the key things to adaptogens. But by blending certain adaptogens together, you can focus on those additional aspects of health, such as cognition, disease prevention, beauty concerns, or whatever you want to focus on. There are many more adaptogens to choose from, and other herbs of different classifications can be added to mixes too, such as powerful immune boosters or blood sugar regulators, for example. So you don't have to just stick with adaptogens when you're blending herbs together, but adaptogens are really good to put together because they act synergistically, and you can kind of decide on your focus and pull out the adaptogens that have the most effect on that particular focus. So where to find them? So any natural foods or product store will have adaptogens in pill or tincture form. Some, especially well-stocked herb stores, will have the dried herbs and or the powders. I mean, if you can only find the dried herbs and you want a powder, you can always put it through a coffee grinder or mortar and pestle it, and you'll make yourself a powder. The internet has several options for adaptogens, but do purchase from reputable companies. I am also available to chat with you about which adaptogens you might want to take, and I can blend a mix for you based on what you want out of it, or on the exact herbs if you're choosing. If you want to try particular herbs, you just don't want to buy a bulk amount of 5 different herbs. I do that anyway, so I can put them into a jar for you. So you can contact me through the comments or on my website's contact page, and we can work out what you want. So one final note, since these are herbs that need to be taken consistently as a class for the long term, the sooner you start incorporating them into your daily life, the more benefits you will reap from them. I add my powder mixes into smoothies, coffee, tea, and herbal infusions. Any way that you can start making them a part of your daily routine will enhance your health on many levels. And here are some references that you can look at if you are interested in learning more about adaptogens. There's really a lot out there right now. Adaptogens are quite popular, and that makes total sense since we live in a stressed out modern world and could use all the help we can get with adapting to our stress levels. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again. Bye.